Hey, it's your girl Yapeh, and I'm back with another vlog. Let me just say, subscribe to my channel, please. Today I wanted to just share. If you follow at all the Hebrew culture, coming up, we tomorrow basically starts what's called Rosh Hashanah, which means like the head of the year, or what is called Yom Teruah, which is a feast of trumpets. And in this time, you're supposed to open. You're supposed to be in this place, I suppose, because you're coming up on the Day of Atonement. So it kicks off the 10 days of awe, and you be in expectation. You are expecting to elevate, I suppose. That's usually what I do. And to you kind of preparing your heart for what's to come. Your future, stuff you're gonna already do. You already know you're gonna do it, or the Lord knows. But anyway, in that, it just had me to. I just been thinking of, how do I want to treat people, and I guess it's been a journey, and you're journeying with your faith. And it's continuing to be a journey, but I've decided in my mind that I don't want to be reactive to situations and circumstances. I kind of want to be who I am continually, regardless of who somebody else show themselves to be. And when I say that, I can be violent. So don't get me wrong. Don't think that it wouldn't be a reaction. As a matter of fact, some things are already predetermined. My response is predetermined, so I wouldn't be reacting. I'll be already I already decided if this happened, this is what's gonna happen behind that, and not like in the fly of a moment or in emotions. And I feel like in that, I want to learn also delivery, because you can say the exact right thing to somebody, but if you say it the wrong way, they can't receive it. And not everybody is to this level of maturity that they can accept correction and move forward and understand that it's not something to be offended by, but take the silver lining in it, have a positive thought behind it, and get what you should get from it. Just because people do things a lot of times that's based upon them, not you. So you have to get what you need to get from it, and not be in the mode of reacting to their behavior or whatever that's going on within them. If that makes any sense at all to you, to what I'm saying. That's just where I'm at. And in that, I just want to practice every day to not react, to not be angry. And I've always had this position in life, and it's always been this way. Like I've had fights in my life. I've had a nice amount of fights in my life, and every time I've actually had a fight, I never was angry. Like if I'm angry to the point of tears, then I'm probably not going to fight. And a lot of times I never was angry. I just understand this is what's got to happen so that we can get past this. And I'm okay with that. I was talking because I sometimes youth facilitate. I youth facilitate, monthly or whatever, a couple times a month sometimes a couple more. But anyway, and one of the kids in the class, I dream about boxing, and then another facilitator that was in the class that was helping was saying to her, don't do that. And I said, no, don't tell her not to be who she is, because there are people who would never want to fight. You can beat them up. You can do whatever you want to do to them, and they won't raise a fist. You understand what I'm saying? So in that, I feel like allow the fighters to be fighters, and allow the pacifists to be pacifists, and then we all work together cohesively. When you try to bend a person's will to your own will or to your own understanding, you, what I like to say, or understand from the scripture, is now that's a huge stone. You don't want a huge stone. It's not acceptable on the altar. The person has to be who they are. Everybody is uniquely made. That's why I don't like this whole culture of canceling and replacing, because nobody in truth is replaceable. Everybody is molded into their individual self and their individual purpose, and it all is for a purpose, unless we abort purpose. So don't abort purpose today. Take the heart with the good, and make a decision. Make a decision. Like, if you're going, whatever you do, make a decision. I remember I'm in English literature. This was like one of my favorite stories in English literature. And the story was about a man who, well, it was a young boy at the time, who straight out of high school, whatever, he started picking hay. And when he first started the job, he said to himself, I'm not going to be doing this the rest of my life. And then he looks up and he's old and he's still picking hay. And he was wondering, why was he still here picking hay? And the moral of that story was not to decide, is to decide. So make a decision. Make a decision that's going to move you forward for the rest of your life. And don't be afraid of the time it's going to take to accomplish it. And dream big and be positive, because it's necessary. Listen, you don't need to crush your own dreams, because you're going to have plenty of people that's ready to crush them, okay? So that's all I wanted to share today. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, like, and be notified when I vlog again. Thank you for joining with Yapeh. Until next week, I'm TWO.